One of the world's most valuable companies is scrambling to fix a security flaw discovered by a 14-year-old in Arizona. Now, the teen found out that by using FaceTime, he could eavesdrop on a friend's phone before the friend even answered the call. Now, Apple is patching the security flaw and temporarily disabling group FaceTime chats. But what's really troubling is the security and privacy advocates is that it took about a week for the teen's mother to get a solid response from Apple when she reported the flaw. So to break this down, we're joined by legal and media analyst Lionel. Thanks for joining us, Lionel.
Thank you.
Okay, legal perspective, put your lawyer hat on. Apple may have drifted into some very serious liability waters. Why do you think this?
Well, up till now, Scotty, whenever there's been any kind of a breach, we as consumers would just react, surprised and say, well, doggone it, there they go again. But now you're going to start seeing litigation. Litigation that is going to bring the following charges. Here's one particular suit. Listen to some of these causes of action. Negligence, strict products liability, design defect, failure to warn, breach of express liability and warranty, breach of implied warranty, fraudulent misrepresentation, fraudulent concealment, negligent misrepresentation, and unjust enrichment. Take that plus class action suits, plus plaintiffs getting involved, and all of a sudden, you're going to see this breach elevated from just the usual, well, they took my data again, to plaintiffs, citizens, consumers, victims directly suing Apple directly. This is huge.
But that's the thing, Lionel. The question is, wouldn't most people know this, or do you think people knew this was happening and just doesn't know that they can actually sue because of it? It took literally a woman whose son, but she happens to be a lawyer, actually taking this to legal steps to actually bring this problem to light.
Well, as it happens, you're going to start hearing more. There are some people who say that they had phones in depositions, phones in situations involving HIPAA considerations, phones that they brought into areas of concern that are monitored and that involve strict rules of confidentiality. And that Apple, and here's what's going to be critical, how long did Apple know this? How easy could they have remedied this? And we're now looking for the first time, Scotty, this is not this little toy. This is a walking surveillance unit. And we, as consumers, should be able to expect reasonable concealment, reasonable safety, and not being listened to, surveilled unwittingly. We must be aware of this. Now, remember, as I've said, and this is the most critical, up till now, the consumer has just been passive. We've just hearing everything from Facebook to this and people using our information. But now you're going to start seeing Apple really pay attention. And let me tell you something. When something really hits the fan, I'll let you fill in the blanks. It's not the bloggers or BuzzFeed or whatever who gets to the bottom of this. It's the trial lawyer. And when you start seeing multi-million-dollar class action, huge litigation, how many people had an iPhone? How many people could fall under the class? It's going to be enormous.
Okay, but here's the deal. We could all fall under it. If you own an Apple phone, you could probably fall underneath it. But here's the question for you. Don't you think if they knew of this problem, my phone gets an update alert every 2 weeks. Don't you think if they knew that there was a problem there, and doesn't purposeful negligence have to be proven in a court of law before they can actually have to pay out, that they would have fixed it and no one would have ever known?
Oh, perfect point. Excellent point. If it is shown that they knew this based upon corporate memoranda, discovery, and they could have easily corrected this with just an email, just a little patchwork, whatever the particular
nobody would have ever had to know.
They would have, but they could have fixed it. But if it's shown that they didn't, we're talking billions of dollars in damages.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this story unfolds. Thanks, like always, for digging into this subject.
Indeed.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.